Good afternoon. I'm City Commissioner Dan Ryan. Welcome to the second Portland Children's Levy Allocation Committee meeting of 2023. I'm joined by my committee colleagues, City Appointed Community Member Tracy Rossi. There you are. Hi, Tracy. County Appointed Community Member Felicia Tripp will be joining us soon, or did she just join?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, great. The closed caption was covering you up. And City Appointed Business Leader Mitch Horniker. Today, Multnomah County Chair Jessica Vega Peterson is unable to be with us. So let's move on. We're also joined in the chamber by Levy staff, Joel, Erica, John, Meg, Lisa, Rachel, Yuxing. We're all here in the chamber. Yes, there they are. Thank you all for joining us either in person here in the chamber or live stream. Now on to our agenda. First up, let's approve the minutes from February 21st. May I ask for a motion?
So moved. This is Felicia.
Okay, moved by Felicia Tripp. And second?
I'll second. This is Tracy Rossi.
All right, looking good here. So all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Well, the minutes have been passed. We will now see if there's anyone here for public comment. Did anyone sign up today?
We do not have anybody signed up for public comment today.
Thank you, Xing. So our first item after minutes is our financial analyst, John Kelly, will introduce our guest to provide the fiscal year 2022 audit report. John, welcome.
Good afternoon, thank you. I don't have much to say, just to introduce Craig Popp. He is the manager on our engagement for a few years now. He's with Marina and Company, and he's going to lead us through a presentation of the fiscal year 2022 audit. And there's Craig. Welcome, Craig.
Welcome, John. Or welcome, Craig. Sorry, that was John. Is Craig? Oh, yeah. The closed caption keeps covering up the person on the bottom for me. Craig, welcome.
We've completed our compliance examination of the Portland Children's Levy and have issued our report, which contained an unmodified or clean opinion on February 28th, 2023. Our opinion is limited to compliance requirements outlined in ballot measure 26-197. To ensure compliance with this measure, we assessed the adequacy of the levy's internal controls. We tested the levy's administrative expenses to ensure that they were less than 5% of cumulative tax revenue. We tested the levy's administration of grants and grantee compliance to ensure reimbursed expenses were allowable and in line with approved budgets. During the course of our examination, we found internal controls appeared adequate and provided a sound structure for processing of administrative expenses and grant reimbursements. The total administrative expenses were less than 5% of the cumulative tax revenue by a total of $849,000. All grantee reimbursements were allowable within the approved budget. We experienced no restrictions or significant difficulties during the course of our examination. There were no disagreements with management. We had no recommendations based on the current year examination.
John, Craig, is there anything else? I know we all received the report. Okay. Any questions from the committee? Well, what I've always learned in life, when there's an audit, financial audit, and everyone has read it and there's no questions, that means it's a clean audit. Is there there's no questions or concerns from the committee? And Lisa, is this a voting item? It's not, is it? Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, John. Thank you for your stewardship of this. And thank you, Craig. All right, now on to item number 2. We have Grant Manager Joel Bouchard will provide us an update on the revised policy change proposal for foster care grants. I'm really glad that you're back at the dais to give us an update, and I hope that the feedback and the dialogue we had at the last meeting was very helpful.
It was. So good afternoon, everyone, again. At the February Allocation Committee meeting, staff brought a proposal to change the eligibility requirements for the PCL-funded foster care programs. The current policy as it is today is that foster care programs serve children who currently are in substitute care or previously have been. The proposed change back in February was to allow programs to serve any and all children and families that have contact with ODHS, regardless if there's a kiddo in substitute care or previously has been. The reason for this was, over the past 7 years, the number of kids in foster care have dropped statewide as well as locally due to a variety of factors, one of which includes, most importantly, that ODHS put more and more focus on foster care prevention when having contact with families. Next slide. The committee voiced concern about enlarging the population of youth to be served in the foster care program area and requested additional data to understand how well PCL-funded programs are reaching the population of children in substitute care and whether programs had capacity to serve more youth. In fiscal year 21-22, PCL-funded foster care programs served 41% of the population of children in foster care in Multnomah County. As a group, the PCL foster care programs served 90.6% of the youth they were projected to serve during that year. So in response to the committee's concerns, we revised the policy to change to allow programs to continue to serve some youth, not continue, but to allow programs to serve some youth who are not in substitute care, cap the percentage of those children served who are not in substitute care to 10% of the program's respective service goal for youth, and still, and with the focus then most of it being on those who are currently in foster care, previously has been. And then when a program has the desire to do so and has the capacity to do so, require prior written approval from PCL grant manager to exceed that 10% gap. The reason for this is that PCL funded programs are reaching a substantial portion of foster care youth in Multnomah County. Some programs have the capacity to serve additional foster care additional youth who are having contact with ODHS and would like to do so because studies show, as well as their personal experience, as well as the experience of ODHS, it's far easier to work with a family and keep kids out of foster care as opposed to when kids enter in substitute care and trying to get those kids back home. With this change, and capping at 10%, it still puts the priority on our programs, our PCL foster care programs, with the priority still to be working with those youth who are currently in foster care or previously have been. Questions? There was, well, I was just thinking about that they had served 90% of their goal. So I think that's the reason why is that that was one of the factors, but also was, I think it was one way just to open this up and see, because we really don't know, how many youth are out there that's going to be served. And it's one way for us to learn in this next grant renewal cycle, what are the numbers?
Sorry about that. What I recall from last meeting is some committee members had some great questions about making sure we're doing all we can to serve those who are in the system. And so I appreciate the ratios and the numbers that were explained. So is there any others on the committee, would you like to see if your reflections, your feedback was taken into account with these revisions? Thank you, Mitch. I was going to put you on the spot.
I really appreciated the hard work that Joel and team put in and the time they spent briefing. And Joel's been very persuasive, so I am going to support this. That said, I'm really looking forward to figuring out a way where we can reach more than 41% of the kids in foster care in Multnomah County, presuming that the percentage is about the same in the city of Portland or within our geographic catchment. It's a very complicated area. You know, it's not just kids, it's parents and kids. But you know, it is. So I really appreciate getting the data together, and we're going to presumably have some additional data as we serve these kids that are, you know, bumping up but not into the system yet. So I appreciate all the hard work, and I'm going to support the proposal. Happily.
Thank you, Mitch. Tracy, Felicia, anything to add?
I'll just echo what Mitch said. I really appreciate the additional work and time that you put into this. And I like that there is some additional prevention embedded in this methodology and this path forward. So I'm very comfortable with this moving forward in this direction.
Right.
And I'll just add ditto 3. I mean, because thank you, staff, for giving us the behind the scenes rationale of why. And I think it's really important that we know before we make these decisions. And like Mitch and Tracy, I'm comfortable with the decision moving forward.
Right. Before we take the vote, are there any comments from public on this item?
We do not have anybody signed up.
Great. So call for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Thanks. Second?
Second.
Okay. All right. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Well, Joel, good work. I just will say that this was a great example of why we meet, because I thought there was a good conversation last week. You totally took in all the suggestions and the advice and the thoughts that were coming at you, and I appreciate it. And I think to Mitch's point, we look forward to updates as we're treading into some new territory. And I thought that Tracy's comments about adding this additional prevention action for this path is really smart. We really needed to do both, and we'll learn more as we go along. So thank you for the innovation to bring this forward as we serve more youth. Okay, so that passes. Here, I can do this.
Thank you.
All right. Large grant renewal discussion is our next item. Director Pellegrino will provide an overview of the renewal process for large grants. Levy grant managers will present grant renewal recommendations by program area. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you, Commissioner. 8 inches away. Okay, I have to measure my distance here. So before we get into actually considering the renewal recommendations, I'm just going to briefly recap the process and our analysis of the mid-year data, so everyone is on the same page about what happened and kind of what informed our decisions. So as you recall from the last February meeting, all grantees that we're currently funding were eligible, all recipients of large grants, I should specify, were eligible for a 2-year renewal grant to continue providing their programs for children and their families. At the February meeting, we presented the renewal grant funding formula, taking into account the projected resources in the January revenue forecast and higher than average inflation rates. So as we presented then, the base amount for calculating the grant renewal amounts is 40% of the 3-year grant award that the grantee previously received, plus a 4% compounded COLA for each year of the renewal. We noted at that time that we might recommend a reduced level of funding for some grants where grantees were not able to return to pre-pandemic service levels. After the February meeting, we communicated this approach to grantees through sending them our recap of the meeting and also emailing all the program staff so folks were aware of what our approach would be to renewal. Next slide, please. So between the last meeting and today, staff reviewed and analyzed the mid-year progress reports that grantees sent to us and looked at spending trends after processing all the Q2 invoices. We met with grantees to discuss these results in their reports and any concerns that we had about performance. We developed and sent the renewal recommendations to grantees by the end of March. And grantees then had the option, if they chose, to want to send us written comments on our recommendations. They could do that on the form that we sent them. We then put together all the staff recommendations and then all the grantee written responses and then transmitted that to the committee. So you all should have all that information in front of you before you consider your votes today. Next slide, please. So just to briefly at the high level recap what we heard in the mid-year, the data analysis and the spending trends. Overall positive trends, 83% of the grantees were on track to meet their goals for the number of people served. 78% of the grantees were on track to meet at least half of their service activity delivery goals. There were still some challenges, as I imagine many of you are not surprised, that staffing has been reported as an ongoing and significant challenge for the majority of grantees, 64%. So that's substantial. Of the group that reported ongoing staffing challenges, about a third of them said those staffing issues were affecting the number of people they could reach, and 2/3 of them said that those staffing issues were affecting the number of service activities that they could offer. So the rubber is hitting the road, and that pandemic recovery is still happening out there, and that it's difficult to recruit and retain staff. Okay, if you can do the next slide. So spending trends also following that data of service delivery returning more to normal. Pre-pandemic, we would typically see 44 to 45% of budget spent at mid-year. During the pandemic, that dipped to 38%. This year, we're at 42%. So you can see that things are, there is definitely return and on track to meeting goals, but there's still, there are still some challenges out there. Next slide, please. So I'll give you just kind of a high-level overview of our funding recommendations, and then we'll move into the specific recommendations for each program area. With all of these trends and challenges, the staff has recommended that 76 of the 80 large grants that are currently funded be renewed at the full funding formula level. We are recommending reduced funding for 3 grants where programs have not been able to return to pre-pandemic service levels for a range of reasons. And then 1 grant declined to seek renewal, because it is an option. Grantees can decide not to move forward if they choose to. I want to remind everybody as we head into this deliberation that all the grant amounts that are on the spreadsheets, the staff recommendations that we're going to consider, those are all up to amounts. I want to remind folks that that all of our grants are paid on a cost reimbursement basis for actual expenses incurred. So it's always the case that it's an up to amount. The expenses that people have to actually be substantiated to be reimbursed. So some grants were not on track to meet grant agreement goals or were underspent at mid-year, but staff needs additional data on program delivery and spending through the end of this fiscal year to negotiate realistic annual budgets with grantees. We communicated to grantees that for grants that are potentially not on track to meet goals or underspending significantly, that if that continued through the end of the year, we might be negotiating annual budgets that are less than the maximum amount that would be allowed by these recommendations. So I just wanted to make that, we made it clear to the grantees that that could be the case. I want to make sure that the committee was aware of that as well. So before we start looking at the program area grant renewal recommendations, is there any questions or discussion at the high level from anybody?
I can't see the committee at the moment. Just jump in if you have a question. There they are.
Okay, then I'll just go over the process of how we're going to kind of go through this with all the grant managers and all the program areas. So
Lisa,
we're going to...
before you go on,
Yeah, go ahead.
the 64% saying they had staffing challenges, workforce challenges, so that was the common thread on why the numbers were not at pre-pandemic? Like if you had to say there was one factor, would that be it?
Absolutely.
Or the primary factor,
That's
at
the
least.
primary factor for sure.
Okay.
There are always specific factors that impact people, but that was the primary factor for sure.
I'm just curious, because Tracy, you're in this world every day. Would you concur that that's a theme out there or a trend or? factor?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing an uptick clearly, but it's taken a minute. That's the 2 years prior were very heavily hit. So it takes a little moment to recalibrate.
And it's literally just recruitment and retention for positions?
Yeah, I mean, they're calling it the, great resignation. So having to fill those positions, and then a smaller nonprofit, that's not as easy as it sounds. Recruitment and hiring is a timely and costly endeavor.
Okay. It's helpful just to make sure we're really clear that that's the number one factor. Okay.
Yes, it's just the chorus,
It's the theme
honestly.
you kept seeing over and over again.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
And I guess we all hoped it would abate a little faster than it has. So Tracy, to your point, it's like it's been a clawback, I feel like, in talking to a lot of grantee agencies. It's been a big strain. So we're wanting to kind of be cognizant of that, because there's only so much you can do. You cannot create people to come and apply for your jobs.
Yeah.
You are, sometimes, very much bound by that. Okay, so if we're going to move on, I just want to outline the method we'll use for going forward and considering the grant renewals. We're going to take them by program area, and we'll be referring to the spreadsheet that lists the grants in the program area and the recommended renewal amounts. So those spreadsheets were sent to all the committee members, and for anyone who is watching on YouTube and would like to follow along with the grants that the committee is looking at for each program area, you can access that workbook of spreadsheets using the link in the agenda item that was in the published agenda. So that's available on the website. The link is there. If you click it, you will come to the same spreadsheets that the committee is looking at. So we're going to ask you to consider, as we go through each program area, we'll look at the full formula renewals first as a group, and then we'll consider any grants that were recommended for reduced funding separately. So you can, if there's any discussion about the grants that we're asking for a reduction in funding, you can have that separately. And then a vote. And so Chair Ryan will call for a discussion if there's any testimony, and a motion and a vote for each part, so there'll basically be 2 votes per program area, if that makes sense. And the grant managers will kind of take you through that. Since I'm here, I guess I will begin with the after-school program area, so you can look at the spreadsheet for after-school. There are 20 grants listed on the spreadsheet that are recommended to be renewed. 19 of them have been recommended for renewal at the full funding formula. Is there any discussion or questions about the set that we are recommending for full formula renewal?
So I think I got it. So with each line item, we must vote.
I think you can vote as a group on the 19 that are all recommended for full formula.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, exactly.
But within each work area.
Yes, within each area.
And then we'll have to vote again if there's a recommendation to reduce.
I'll do the there's one grant that we're recommending to
Okay.
reduce in after school, so I'll do that after, but I think it would be easy. We just thought it might be easier if people had questions about any of them, it might be easier to do
I
them
just
as
wanted to make sure I
groups.
was tracking this. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have a motion on the floor is any discussion on the 19 recommended for full funding? Seeing none, let's just go ahead and do the vote. All those in
think that's
favor? Aye, everyone's raising their hand. Okay, great. So that passes. Now we're on to the one recommended for reduction, correct?
We're recommending that one grant to El Programa Hispano-Católico be reduced, receive reduced funding to commensurate the funding with the level of service they've been able to provide. They have had challenges in delivering services, some of which related to staff. But that's, when the trend has not been improving, we recommended a reduction for that. They're at 53% of their current year budget to continue offering the services to about half the youth and parents that were originally contracted for.
And just for people tuning in, so you had this dialogue already with the people, the good people at El Programa? Okay.
Yes, I have.
Any other questions or discussions on this? Okay, the staff makes the recommendation, the motion's forwarded through that. All those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay, that moves on. Now we're on to the Community Child Care Initiative, correct?
Exactly.
Right.
So Meg will
Meg,
take
are you
through the
doing that
next
one?
set.
Meg's coming up. Hello,
Thank you,
Meg.
Commissioner. Hello. So I will help facilitate you all through the next 3 program areas, so to speak, for decision. So the first is kind of actually a combination of 2 program areas. It's our Community Child Care Initiative, which serves both early childhood and after school. And using the method that Lisa just described, this one has been recommended for the full formula for renewal. So any
Great.
questions or discussion about that?
Yeah, so the staff is recommending the full funding for this grant. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, that passes.
Thank you. Next, we'll move into early childhood. There are 16 grants in this program area. 1 has opted not to pursue renewal. There are 15 additional to be considered for renewal. Of those 15, 14 are recommended for the full formula renewal. Any questions or discussion on those?
Seeing none, the staff recommendation. All those in favor of the full funding for these 14? Aye. Everyone's hands up. Okay, that passes.
Thank you. There is 1 grant in this program area that has been recommended for reduced funding. The projected number of children to serve in this program has been consistently low over the past 2 years and has not been able to return to pre-pandemic levels. Alongside this, there has been one vacancy in the program for a staff person that directly serves children for the past 2 years. Due to those challenges, I am recommending that it be reduced, the funding be reduced by 30% to be commensurate with the level of staffing that they have been able to maintain and to reduce the numbers of children to be served accordingly. Any
Okay.
questions or discussion?
No, and this organization, you had dialogue as well with the,
Yes, this is Neighborhood House Early Oregon Pre-Kindergarten Program, and they are fully aware of my recommendation.
great, love the transparency. Any other questions or comments? If not, the staff recommendation has been received by the committee. All those in favor? Aye? Okay, everyone said aye.
All right, thank you all. That completes the early childhood decisions. Next, we'll move on to the hunger relief grant portfolio. There are 11 grants in this program area. All of them opted to pursue renewal. There are 10 that I have recommended for the full renewal formula. Any questions or discussion on those?
Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye,
Great,
that
thank you.
passes. Now for the one with the reduction recommendation.
Yes, and there is one, Sunshine Division, which has been recommended for a reduction based on their projected numbers to be served. They have a partnership with Community Transition School, and enrollment there has been lower than was projected when this grant was originally proposed. I did meet with them to discuss this grant and its service numbers, and so the amount of funding is reduced based on their actual number served over the past 2 years, and they actually submitted comment back to you all in writing saying that they supported the recommendation as well. So questions or discussion?
I'm just curious about, you said there was low enrollment. That was the main factor on this one at transition school?
Lower enrollment than when this grant was proposed in 2020. So yes, that's been they proposed to serve 100 a year and they've served about 40 to 50 children a year.
Okay. I think I was just surprised to see that the projections were lower.
It could be improving as we go forward, but so far it's been lower. And another side of this is that not every child who attends the school tends to opt into the program. So there's sort of a twofold situation. Enrollment at the school has consistently been lower than projected, but also children who are there aren't all opting into the weekend food bag program that's being offered.
Okay. Thank you for that additional context.
Sure.
Anyone else on the committee have any questions, concerns? Hearing none, staff recommendation is on the floor. All those in favor, aye? Great.
All right, thanks.
All right,
That
Meg, you're on a
wraps
roll.
up hunger relief, and I'll turn it over to Joel.
Now we're on to child abuse prevention and intervention. Joel's coming up to the dais. Hi, Joel, you're back.
Yep, I'm back. All right. So first up, I'm going to talk about child abuse prevention intervention programs. There are 14 grantees in this area, and I've recommended them all to renew at full formula.
Great. Any questions, concerns, thoughts? None, seeing none. The staff recommendation is for all 14. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, that passes.
Great. Next up, foster care program area. There are a total of 10 grantees in this area, and I am recommending them all to renew at full formula as well.
Great. Questions? Seeing none. The staff recommendation of 10 grants recommended for funding at full formula is on the table. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, that passes.
Yeah, Dan,
Sorry to see your hand up.
yeah, I'm voting, but I think I need to recuse on the new avenues. They're in this foster care group that we just approved, I think. And I'm on the board of that organization, so I can't vote on that.
Okay, got it. Let's redo that vote. Okay.
Okay, so
All those
then-
in favor with Mitch abstaining, vote aye. Okay. This is for the foster care grants.
Yeah, for NAFI.
All right.
Cool.
Tracy, did you vote? You voted aye already. All right. All right, this passes with a 3-0 vote, 1 abstaining.
And then next up, we have Erica
For
to talk about
mentoring
mentoring.
grants.
Yep.
Erica's here. Hello, Erica.
Hello, Commissioner. Okay, so next we have the mentoring portfolio. There are 8 grants in that portfolio, and I'm recommending all for renewal. So I'm recommending all for renewal. When we take a vote, Friends of the Children is in this portfolio, so I think maybe we should vote on the first 7 and then vote on Friends separately. So Tracy, you can excuse yourself.
Okay, that's clean. All right. So we're voting on 7 of the 8 with 1 being omitted, and we'll take the staff recommendation for those 7 for full funding. All those in favor, aye. All right, that passes. And now we'll do the one pullout.
Yes, the final one is for the Friends of Children mentoring grant.
Great. All those in favor, knowing one person will recuse themselves, okay. That passes with majority. Thanks.
And I abstain.
Yes,
think.
yes, with 1 abstention. Yep. We had, the last 2, we had that, we did it differently on each one, but the minutes will reveal that it's exactly the same outcomes. Thanks, great. Okay, thank you very much. We're moving, oh, I know why you're still here, because you're leading the next item, Erica.
Yes.
Community Council update. It's off and running. So Erica, thanks for being here. Give us an update on the Community Council's March meeting.
Yes, thank you. So the Community Council held its second meeting on March 13th. They highlighted city values that aligned with the council's purpose, and they identified other values that will be guiding their work, such as inclusivity and intentionality. And then they discussed their bylaws and their voting process, since they're a newly formed body. That included drafting bylaws. They have not yet ratified those because there are a couple of voting things they're still working out. It included a modified consensus model for decision-making. Council members voted 7-4 with 1 abstention on using written ballot rather than oral voting in decision-making. And since there are 12 members on the council, in the next meeting, they will be discussing how to handle their tie votes. That issue is on the agenda for May 24th. During the March meeting, council reviewed PCL's past community engagement processes and its implications for the next potential community engagement process. And then in April, staff started facilitating optional small meetings. Those were one-on-one or in small groups of 2 to discuss ways that we could identify an equity-driven approach to a potential community engagement process. During the meeting, staff have been gathering feedback from members on goals for future community engagement, program area topics that they want input on from communities, and priority communities to engage. Staff is going to be analyzing these themes in the feedback and presenting these to the full council at their May 24th meeting. And then staff will facilitate the council to discuss the themes and create recommendations on potential community engagement goals, priority topics for community input, priority communities to engage, and any additional issues related to a potential future community engagement process. And then we will come back to you as staff to present council's potential recommendations at the June 13th meeting.
That's a lot. Was that their second meeting?
Yes, it's just the second meeting. So the first meeting really was an orientation to the children's levy. The second meeting was an orientation to community engagement.
Thank you, Erica. Hang out, see if anyone has any questions of the good work Erica has been leading by building this community council.
Anything? Okay.
That was an interesting vote, 7-4, you said, on
Yes.
choosing, you said written, or
Written
over oral votes?
Yes, written
Okay.
over oral.
Sounds riveting, yeah. No, it's great that they're having that kind of spirited dialogue. And it's never easy to hang in there and pass bylaws and such, so good work. Yeah. Okay,
thank
thanks
you.
for the report, Erica, good work. It's really exciting to see this take off so smoothly. Next, we have event sponsorship. Communications Outreach Director Yuxing Zheng is here to restart the event sponsorship program. Restart, that was in here.
Yes.
Great. Thanks for being here and thanks for restarting this program.
Yes.
Tell us what's new.
So prior to the start of the pandemic, the Portland Children's Levy annually offered 20 event sponsorships of $500 each to organizations in the city of Portland that support children and families. The sponsorship supported nonprofits that do not currently receive PCL funding, and the sponsor event had to relate to one of our program areas, such as foster care or hunger relief, and other such program areas. The sponsorships are offered on a first-come, first-served basis twice a year, and nonprofits that receive the sponsorships agree to use the Portland Children's Levy name and logo on all of their materials, print and digital. And it was a great way to raise awareness about the Portland Children's Levy and the work that we do. As you can imagine, event sponsorships were suspended in 2020 because there weren't really any events happening during the public health emergency. But fast forward 3 years, and we are now looking to restart the event sponsorship starting July 1st because we want to once again support local nonprofits now that they're able to safely host in-person events again.
Right. That was interesting. Anyone have any questions on this? I have one. It's a little wonky because I've been in the role of trying to get sponsorships for much of my life. So if I was running an organization and they receive a grant already, do they put on our logo and say that they're sponsored by the Portland Children's Levy?
A lot of
Before we even have this.
Right.
Yeah.
So just outside of event sponsorships, the organizations that already receive large and small grants will often include the Portland Children's Levy name and logo on their website or
Right.
in their various materials. Sometimes that includes the events that they put on. Sometimes if we're not actually sponsoring the event, our name and logo may not appear. But our name and logo will often appear on Levy-supported programs, even, materials where they're advertising for a new program, where they're wanting families to sign up. So yes, we do get our name and logo out there in a variety of ways, and event sponsorships
So this is an
are one of
addition
them.
to that, and it would,
Correct.
and since our monies are spent directly on direct services, this would allow the $500 to be spent on the sponsorship of the actual said event. So in other
Yes.
words, an organization that already receives a grant can also apply for the sponsorship? You're saying no?
No.
Okay,
So the
that's
event
why I asked the
spon- yes.
question. Got it.
Yeah, so event sponsorships are only for organizations that do not currently receive PCL grant funding. But the groups that do receive grant funding already do use our name and logo in a variety of ways that I
Exactly.
mentioned.
And
Yeah.
that goes for both large and small grants? Same rules apply?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, committee, for allowing me to ask those little those questions that I was curious about. Anyone else have any questions on this? Okay, so this is a voting item, correct? Yeah. Any comments on this from the public? Nope, all right. Well, thank you, Shing. That was a very helpful to have that update. This isn't a voting item.
No.
I didn't think so. Okay, great. All right, we're moving on. I feel like I'm rushing, and I'm not trying to rush. Is everyone okay with this fast-paced meeting? Everyone could use that time? Yeah, all right, great. So we're on item number 6, and it's a grantee partner video, and that's why you're still at this. This is very, you guys have choreographed this, so it can be a fast meeting. Okay, so tell us about the video we're about to see.
Yeah, so I'm pleased to share that the 2023 Community Report, which is the Portland Children's Levy's annual report, was published last week on our website at portlandchildrenslevy.org. I encourage viewers to learn more about the Children's Levy and the impact it has on our community by checking it out on our website. The Allocation Committee will hear more about the Community Report at a future meeting. As a storyteller myself, I'm naturally drawn to the stories that the children themselves tell about their experiences in the programs that PCL supports. And that's why I'm really excited to share this short video from Bravo Youth Orchestras. They are one of our after-school grantee partners, and they do great work, and we're amazing collaborators on this video. I hope you all enjoy it and that it leaves you with a smile on your face.
Thank you so much, Yushing.
So I believe that will be getting played shortly by our partners.
Bravo was founded with the idea of addressing a gap that we saw in who had access to music. We want to change that whole image, that whole idea of what is classical music and who plays classical music and what it means to be a musician.
When I'm playing my instrument, it helps me put out all the frustration that I had. I feel relaxed.
It gives me a way to find myself, exploration into something new.
Music gives me a lot of feeling, and it's like my friend that's always at my house, and I could just go to it whenever I need it most.
Bravo's mission is to provide free music education to historically underserved communities. We started in North Portland at schools that we saw were really underfunded to give those students opportunities to learn music, learn the arts, and it was wonderful, but then COVID happened. When March 2020 hit, we were all sent home on 2 weeks with the idea that we're gonna wait for this to pass and then we'll come back. And it turned into 2 years. Bravo was able to hold on to its teachers and its staff, thanks in part to funding from the Portland Children's Levy. And it allowed us to provide virtual programming and maintain that relationship and keep it continuous until we were ready to come back in person.
What I liked best for sticking with my teachers was that I didn't have to let go of someone again. Now that we're back in person, it feels wonderful.
My favorite part is my friends being there because we all have a fun experience together.
It feels really good to have the chance to perform in front of like a live audience.
What I'm most looking forward to now that we're back in person is the chance to just have more in-person concerts and events and getting to share the work that our kids have put in with the broader community.
I really like Bravo, and I plan on playing with them for as long as I can, and I was thinking like in the future, oh, I love violin, so maybe as a little side job I could be a violin teacher. Like my little sister said, oh, maybe one day I'll try violin because Kylie plays it and it looks really, really cool.
The Portland Children's Levy helps Bravo not only maintain what we've been doing for years, but it's also helping us expand and grow into more sites and offer more diverse programming to more students. Our kids not only are learning a skill as musicians and as performers, but they're learning how to socialize and how to be disciplined. And that impact is going to translate to so many other aspects of their lives.
That's terrific. Everyone's clapping, applauding, yeah. Okay, that was wonderful, wasn't it, committee? Yeah, look, there's hearts in the screens, yay. That went beyond putting a smile on my face. That was really, really was beautiful. What a great program. See how happy they all were in those classes? Yeah. Okay, I'm sure their academic scores, their attendance, I'd love to hear more about their data. Maybe you could follow up with me on that, with when students are involved in the Bravo program, music in general, how that has such an impact on their math and reading scores and their attendance and such. Yeah, okay. All right, any other questions before we move on? Okay, well, thank you all for being here. Thank you, committee members, for joining on a very busy day. I realize a lot of people had some tight schedules today, so thank you for tuning in and joining us. Our next meeting will be on June 13th, and agendas will be sent to the Levy email list, shared on our website, and posted on portlandchildrenslevy.org. I just want to thank the staff for you run such a tight organization. It's so clean, it's clear, it's really transparent, and I just want to thank you for that. It's I don't say that very often, but this is a meeting where once again, we all get to experience that, and it's so appreciated. We welcome your participation, and if you'd like to join in the next meeting to comment on agenda items or the work of the levy, please visit portlandchildrenslevy.org or join our email list. Thanks again for being in attendance. This meeting, second of the year, is now adjourned. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.